thing that is cool about Coach Templeton and is so special about him is that aside from my own biological father, he had the greatest influence of me throughout high school and in college. We won a lot. He's got a lot of credentials as far as winning. He's got rings and banners and accolades and trophies. But I think the most special thing about him is the relationships that he establishes with his players. He understands the importance of establishing that relationship with them before influence can happen. I think that's what coaching is all about. It should be all about. I think that in our society today that is going further and further away from that and more about just winning. I think that's what's special about him is he has that ability to connect with coaches, to connect with individuals, with young people, and after that connection, to make influence in their life. I feel like that I'm a better father, a better husband, a better friend, having been influenced by him. That's what makes him special.
I've known Coach T for the last 5 years. He's been a mentor of mine that I've turned to for a lot of different things early on in my young coaching career. I wish I'd gotten to know him as a player because he's just such an amazing man to turn to for advice and for help in many different things that go on in life. And without Coach T, I wouldn't be where I am today because of the great influence that he has, and I think he'd be a great person to influence your program.
When I was 18, I was entering my freshman year of college, and I was a college baseball player. And I knew Coach T had won a lot of games and had a lot of success. So my first encounter with Coach T was 100% purely selfish. I knew I wanted to be a coach, so I thought I could, start hanging out with him, get around him, learn some X's and O's. He had a lot of connections. He'd helped me get a job. But once I really started spending a lot of time with him, he became a mentor to me, and I realized that, it wasn't about that at all. I got around Coach, and I saw the way he interacted with his players, and how he cared more about what they were doing off the court than what they were doing on the court. He asked about their families. He knew about their grades. He knew what was going on in their lives on a daily basis, and he was involved. He cared about them, and his players knew it. And so I was just sitting back watching that, and it began to change my whole perspective on coaching. The biggest thing I learned from Coach T, and what I hope that my players see in me today, is that I do care about them. It's kind of taking the selfishness out of coaching. It's not what they can do for me, but how can I have an impact on them? So probably the biggest thing I've taken from him is just how to be unselfish as a coach, and hopefully my players see that today.
One of the first reasons I decided to become a Navy SEAL was because of Coach Templeton. I had lost my love for the game of basketball when I first came to play for him back in 2003. The whole team aspect wasn't there for me, and I was looking for that team aspect. I didn't know what happened to it. I don't know why I was so empty in my own life as far as where I needed to be and what direction I wanted to go after college. Life continues on after sports. That's just part of life. Coach T gave me that love back for what it meant to be on a true team, and whenever I lost it after college, I was looking for that, and I found that after reading several books and getting involved with finding my passion in the Navy and wanted to be a SEAL. And when I finally decided to make that next step towards becoming a SEAL, one of the first people I called was Coach T, just to let him know where I was heading, what direction I was going in life. He renewed that passion for me as far as teamwork goes, and I found it later in life with the Navy. And I'll always be thankful for the direction and the guidance and the friendship that he's given me through all these years. He's always been a mentor to me, and I'll always look at him as one of my closest friends and a life coach that I can always turn to. And whenever I have issues, if I ever have problems, he'll always be there for me. Coach T is the man.